And we start now with Robert Neumann. He's a teacher for media pedagogy, math and physics, and at the Free University in Stuttgart. And his insights on digital technology during COVID-19 from Waldorf Steiner or Steiner Waldorf schools is probably highly interesting now. So I hand over the microphone to you.
Hello, thank you.
Good to have you.
Good afternoon, everybody. To jump right into it, what are Waldorf Steiner schools? They are primary and upper schools founded 100 years ago in Germany by Rudolf Steiner. And today the schools are present in over 70 countries on all continents. In our schools, learning is mainly based on three components. First, intellectual learning, then social learning in artistic activities, and practical learning as you see here. Our curriculum with respect to digital education is as follows. In the Steiner Waldorf schools, we start using technology from the age when we believe the children are able to understand this. We do this using the displayed three-step process. So first step is experiencing the real world from the age from 0 to 7. Second step is practice using analog technology like writing, drawing and speech, and digital media in classes 7 to 12. We ideally do not start teaching digital technology before the age of 12 because this is the age when most children start to be able to understand the logic of a software. In our eyes, media literacy goes beyond just using a software or a device. Our goal is to lead the students to full media literacy. Here you see students creating a stop-motion movie. Two more examples. These students work on a radio project. And our students built an adding machine in class 11. But like many other schools, last March, with the beginning of COVID-19 lockdown, we have all been pushed to quick digitalization in order to maintain the lessons. This was a unique experience for us, like for all others. Today, teachers and parents have developed new skills with respect to how to use digital technology, but also found when to prioritize in-person learning and analog tools. Like many others, we did our best to pay attention to the change in values and needs of our students. The European Council of Steiner Waldorf Education facilitated discussions, ran interviews and gathered insights from Waldorf schools around Europe. And we have come up with several lessons to be learned from this unique experience. The first lesson is that the well-being of students must be at the center of our pedagogical attention. All children and adolescents need a safe, healthy and engaging learning environment to thrive in. And in the time of crisis and school closings, this was widely threatened. So we found that while opportunities of formal learning could provide a sense of normality for children, it was crucial to avoid too much academic pressure. Stress relief can also be achieved by sticking to a daily routine and by encouraging physical and artistic activity. But we also must keep in mind the need for the pupils to speak about traumatic and life-changing events that happened. For these reasons, we find that there needs to be a stronger shift towards prioritizing the well-being of all learners and the development of holistic curricula for them. The second lesson is to continue putting people first and keep the technology second. We've witnessed how the closings have helped digital learning make an unexpected breakthrough. While this is one approach, this perspective tends to ignore the devastating health impacts of screen time, especially on young children. Moreover, the COVID-19 pandemic proved that extensive screen-based teaching cannot ensure sustainable learning in the long run. Many teachers, parents, and pupils can testify to this. So from a pedagogical perspective, we must keep insisting on a fully age-appropriate and only development-orientated media education. While digital technology is undoubtedly helpful in many aspects of learning, it cannot replace the most important element of learning, and that is the encounter from person to person and the direct experience of the teacher's enthusiasm for their subject. Thirdly, we cannot stress enough that when it comes to education, we must put our trust in teachers' professionalism. During the crisis, many teachers showed a great deal of personal initiative and developed innovative solutions tailored to the needs of their pupils. This can only be achieved by careful self-reflection and a consciousness of the needs of every child that teachers can develop only through regular, authentic contact with the students. We have also been reminded once again of the key role of parents when it comes to school education. With schools closing, many parents had to take considerable responsibility for supporting their children's learning process. This has shown again how much both the educational success and healthy development of children and adolescents depend on supportive parents. Finally, the crisis has revealed an immense potential for innovation existing in many schools. We found that where schools had the flexibility to react independently, many were able to successfully adapt to the sudden change and provide solutions for their particular context. This worked best where governments provided essential infrastructure, training, guidance, networking, and financial support, but limited themselves to that. So we think that in order to benefit from the innovative potential in schools, a substantial autonomy should be given to schools. To put it shortly, primary schools spend resources on infrastructure and teachers, teach analog pre-computing skills. High schools teach how computers work and how to code. Always use digital technology in creative ways as a tool, and only if it provides real advantage. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Robert. Very interesting and very condensed in these 7 minutes. May I drop 2 questions to you? The first one is regarding the role of the parents, starting from the back. Do you also try to engage parents strategically in your pedagogical work on digital competencies? And if so, how do they react?
Well, yes, we do this. From my university, we go to schools and work together with the teachers and the parents and the students, the high school students, how they set up their digital curriculum, how they work with digital technology. So we try to engage the parents there as well to find individual solutions for this school.
Mm-hmm. And another question that's from the audience goes to the PISA results. In the last study, Germany had very disappointing scores concerning digital competencies. Do you think that the pandemic finally pushes German school to invest in digital competences?
Yes, on the one hand, yes, but the big issue over the last years was that the schools could get very much money for digital infrastructure, but not so much money for the teachers. And this was a big issue that all the schools said, we need the money for the teachers. We need the money for the every day, every week lessons for the teachers and not only for the infrastructure. So this was the biggest issue, I think.
Yeah. And another thing, last thing, very short answer. that you say put the people first and then the tech. Do you also think to put the content first and use the tech as a means to create beautiful content instead of putting the tech as the goal?
Yes, that's exactly how I would put it. It's a technique, a tool, but not the aim. Yeah.
Robert, thank you very much for these intense 9 minutes with you. Thank you very much. All the best.
Okay.